So today, my dear, we shall deal exclusively with the formula of exponents. Okay, formula. Why? Because these all formulas, when they are used appropriately, only then we would be able to solve other sums of exercise 2b. Okay, now what are these formulas? Means the exponent formulas, why they are very very important. Okay, because if we do not use this, naturally we'll keep on hovering around, okay, beating about the bush. For example, the first law is, and I'm sure if you go through this particular video, your entire concept will be clear, because nothing nonsense is uh, taught over here. Come on, product law. Product, product means multiplication. So my dear, here in product law we have that if two of the variables are multiplied having same basis, a to the power n multiplied by a to the power n. So here I find that both of them have the same basis. So directly you can write your answer as a to the power m plus n. Now what does this mean? Okay, it means that if you have, for example, 6 to the power 7 multiplied by 6 to the power 8, you can directly write your answer as 6 to the power 7 plus 8, and 7 plus 8 is equal to 15. So 6 to the power 15 is your answer. It's very simple. Okay, similarly you have quotient law, QUO. I'm directly teaching from the book. Okay, therefore there is no issue from you. There's no issue that you are being taught something else. QUOTIENT. Quotient means division. Quotient law. And what is this? Let me take the same variable, that is a to the power m. A to the power m when divided by a to the power n. A to the power n, what we get? We can directly write as a to the power m minus n. A to the power m minus n. Now m can be greater or n can be greater. If m is greater, you will get a positive value, and if n is greater, you will get a negative value, isn't it? If m is greater, you will get a positive value. If n is greater, you will get a negative value. If you get a negative value, only stick to this. Do not learn more than, you can say, required or more than needed. For example, let's see, if you get a to the power 6 divided by a to the power 2, for example, if you get, okay, so you will get a to the power 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is equal to a to the power 4. Okay, now if you get a to the power 2 divided by a to the power 6, then in that case you will get a to the power 2 minus 6 is equal to a to the power minus 4. Now once you get a to the power minus 4, then in that case you can quickly convert it to positive value 1 by a to the power 4. So why to learn more than sufficient, isn't it? Come on. Now where the problem lies in quotient law, I'll tell you. In quotient law, the problem lies when you get a to the power, for example, 6, and here you get a to the power minus 6. Now a to the power 6 divided by a to the power minus 6, have a look. Here this will get converted to a to the power 6 minus a to the power, this is minus 6. So minus 6 minus 6, so you will get a to the power 6 plus 6 is equal to a to the power 12. So here actually the problem occurs. Okay, once again, I hope if you people are not able to see it clearly, I would write over here a to the power 6 plus 6 will give you a to the power 12, which is your correct answer. Okay, and here let me see, a to the power 6 minus minus 6. A to the power 6 minus minus 6, which will give you a to the power 12. Okay, now have a look. Let's go to power law. Power law. I tell you that really if you go through it every day, you will excel in exponent. Why? Because everything is based on formula. Power law. In power law, we have a to the power m whole to the power n. Okay, this is also very interesting. Now, here everyone knows that when a power is raised over power, you will get a to the power m multiplied by n, m into n, which is equal to a to the power mn. Okay, fine. Okay. Now, here in this particular, in power law, if for example, if you have a negative exponent, you will get your answer as negative. For example, a to the power m to the power minus n. So you will get a to the power m into minus n, not m minus n, m into minus n, m into minus n, which will give you a value a to the power minus mn. Now, moving on to the next one is something related to this. We have, for example, minus 2, you can say we have something, you can say something very interesting, that is, if a negative number is raised to an even power, okay, a negative number is raised to an even power, for example 12, okay, minus 2 raised to the power 12. So this 12 is an even power. Therefore, in this case, this negative number will vanish, means you will get a plus 2 to the power 12. Simple. Now, if for example this minus 2 is raised to a odd power, that is, for example, let us take minus 11, okay, not minus 11, plus 11, okay. Why not minus 11? We shall delete later on. Minus 2 raised to the power plus 11, this means here you will get 2 to the power 11, fine, okay, but this particular value will be in a negative, you can say you will get a negative value of 2 to the power 11. See, here it got vanished. Why? Because it was even power. Of course, when you have, for example, 2 to the power minus 2 to the power 4. So how do you deal this? Minus 2 times minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. So minus minus plus, minus minus plus, and you get 2 to the power 4. Clear? Come on. Moving on to negative integral exponent. This is also very important. Come on, let me write negative exponent. Okay, exponent, y integral exponent. A to the power minus n means if you have a negative exponent, then in that case you can easily change this to positive value by converting it into its reciprocal. I hope this was loud and clear. Means if you have a negative exponent, you can convert this into its reciprocal. Now, the problem arises when you have not only a, but you have a by b. For example, let me take a by b to the power minus n. So a by b to the power minus n, in order to convert this into positive, since here you converted a into its reciprocal, so here also you will convert a by b into its reciprocal and will become b by a to the power n. This negative value will vanish. I hope this was also loud and clear. Let us take one example. For example, 2 by 3. Here if you have 2 by 3 to the power minus 4. Okay, so you can quickly convert this to 3 by 2 to the power 4. Now again a problem will rise when you have 2 by 3. Instead of 2 by 3 you are given minus 2 by 3. you are given minus 2 by 3. So let me take this minus 2 by 3. If I take minus 2 by 3 over here, minus 2 by 3 to the power 4, not 4, minus 4. Okay, in that case, how shall we solve this? Now, first you have to convert this negative into its positive value. Okay, so in order to convert this as positive value, this will become minus 3 by 2 to the power 4. Fine. Now, a negative power, a negative number raised to an even power, naturally this will get vanished and you will have 3 by 2 to the power 4. 3 by 2 to the power 4, and this 4 belongs to 3 also and 2 also. Means if you have 3 by 2 to the power 4, this means that this power 4 belongs to 3 also and this power 4 belongs to 2 also, because the whole 3 by 2 is in bracket. Clear? Similarly, if you have 3 into 2 to the power 4, then this 4 belongs to 3 also, 3 to the power 4, and this 4 belongs to this 2 also. Why? Because it is enclosed in bracket. Okay, moving on to few more sums. Not sums, these are not sums. Here in this part or this particular video is only for revision purpose. Okay, now here let's take one more example. For example, we have a number so what did we learn in the previous just now we learned that when a and b is raised to the power n, then this n belongs to a also, a to the power n, and this n belongs to b also, b to the power n. Similarly, if a by b is raised to the power n, we'll get a to the power n by b to the power n. Fine? Come on. Moving on to the next one, we have a very important formula, that is a to the power 0. Now, a is variable, so it can be anything. This can be anything. For example, instead of a, if I take 999 to the power 0, okay? Because this is a variable, so a to the power 0 is equal to 1. Any number raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. Okay, let's play. For example, even if I take minus 44 to the power 0, you will get a value 1. X to the power 0 or minus x to the power 0 is equal to 1. Clear? Now, one more important thing is, in fact is very important, the last one, that if we write a to the power, for example, if we write 9 to the power 2 by 3, have a look my dear, is very important. Therefore, let me write here, is very important. Okay, this important should be underlined in red. 9 to the power 2 by 3. This means that this 2 is our power, and this 3 becomes our root. So 9 to the power 2 by 3 can be written as 9 square, and this 3 will be its root. I hope this was loud and clear. Okay, so whenever you have a power in fraction, okay, power in fraction, whenever you have a power in fraction, then the numerator becomes its power and the denominator becomes its root. Okay, therefore a to the power 1 by n means a to the power 1 and nth root. Clear? If you keep on revising again and again, I am sure your exponent portion will be really strong. Okay, after this we shall be dealing with the other important sums, where we shall be using all these sums all these formulas exclusively together.